up, guys? Go ahead.
A bunch of explosive playmakers looking for more explosives in the pass game. What'd you think of them today at practice?
I thought they've had 2 good days. I never tried to look into it too much. I mean, we're just trying to get the guys out there, get them introduced to the offenses and stuff, and got through 2 healthy days, which is the biggest goal, and thought we were better today than yesterday.
Aside from that, what is your goal with this week of OTAs, next week of OTAs, and then the mandatory minicamp?
To not get anyone hurt and find any way to get better with everything we do. You know, there's a lot of things at this time of year that I always feel in order to get better at football, the true way, you got to practice football full speed. And we're working through a lot of that stuff right now where you learn how to do that. There's certain things with rules and things with safety that we can't fully go by. So our whole goal is to get as much out of this as we can while still protecting everyone.
You had Pearsall, Cowling, and Jordan Watkins were at it again. I mean, we last saw them really click last offseason. They all got hurt. Have you seen improvement in their game other than them just simply being healthy?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Ricky, we got to see throughout the year battling his injuries. Jordan and Jake, we didn't get to see quite as much of. They all came back healthy. I was really excited how Jordan and Jake came back, though. You could tell they came back. It wasn't just healthy. You could tell they've been putting work in, and coming in here in shape and stuff has allowed them to get a lot of farther ahead in these 5 weeks than just coming here to get shape. They've come here to me to play and work.
How are Bosa, Michael, and Keon White coming along from?
They're coming along. They're all in their rehab with a number of other guys. A couple of those guys will have a chance at training camp, and we'll see it with Michael as it goes.
As you go about incorporating Mike Evans into this offense, what kind of unique characteristics and traits does he bring that maybe you guys didn't have?
I mean, Mike's a Hall of Fame receiver. So just, his experience of the game, what he's done in this league, just the respect he's earned, that's different than, I haven't had many guys like that except for Andre Johnson and Julio, just, with the career he's had so far. And just what's unique about Mike is his get off, how he can attack down the field. And I've never been around a guy that was that tall with that long of arms, the competitor he is. So I'm excited to add the person to our offense and the talent.
Some similarities from where Sterling is coming from versus the program he's coming into. Has he seen to be able to catch on pretty quickly, or what have you seen from Sterling?
We've only been out there 2 days, but, he's done all our drills for the 2 weeks we had him in phase 2. It's been awesome in the meeting rooms, works his tail off, and it's been good to watch him in 2 practices, but that's what they're going through right now. We throw a ton of stuff at them. They usually do good the first couple of days. They usually melt the second week, and they usually come back in training camp a little bit better for it.
What have you seen from Brock Purdy after watching his film from last year and how he's approaching this season? I know it's early, but
like he always does. I mean, Brock always comes in here not to mess around, not to be complacent in anything. He's always expects us to be hard on him through the tape. He's one of the most fun guys to coach because he's never sensitive, and he's very deliberate in everything he does out there.
Have you decided, or have you worked with the coaches you're going to be going up against in the preseason as far as joint practices?
Yeah, we're most likely going to go up against Tennessee and the Chargers.
And with the Chargers, is there any at all thought about, you're going to be playing them during the season as well? Like, does that factor into practicing?
Not really. No, it's pretty vanilla. You're not scheming and stuff and doing stuff in practice. It's just more getting guys a chance to go against a couple different things than they usually go against.
I know Evans was there yesterday. Didn't see him today. Is he around? Is it you're just going to kind of spot some of these veterans and some of these workouts?
It's voluntary. So when they got stuff going on, Mike had some family stuff he had to deal with back in Texas, I believe. So he was here the last 2 days, but had to take out today, and expect him to get back here next week.
How come Mac Jones didn't throw?
His shoulder was a little sore today. He said he could have gone through it, but it was unnecessary, and gave a chance for other guys to get more reps.
Do you notice any sort of boost for Fred just having Dre around?
Maybe a little. I think there's a boost for everybody. Like, everyone loves Dre around, just the way he carries himself, how into football he is, and it's really cool when I talk to the team to sit back there, see those guys shoulder to shoulder. And I've seen them like that their whole careers together, and there was 1 year off, and it's pretty cool to get him back for everybody. But yeah, Fred's excited.
You have a few new defensive linemen. Do you get a chance to look at them at all right now, even though it really isn't going until?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest challenge about now. I mean, we look at them a ton in their individual drills and stuff, and that's what they've been working on for really 5 weeks. And these last 2 practices, we did yesterday without helmets, today with helmets, just so they don't run into each other with their teeth. but just the whole deal is nothing's full speed. So you're using your hands, things like that, which is more assignment based, is trying to give the safeties, the running backs the right look at what hole they go to. But no one's out there really competing or trying to make a play. So it's more about their conditioning and give them a chance to try to be ahead when we get to camp.
One of the talking points during the draft was that Kalon Black didn't have many catches at Indiana. What have you seen from him as far as route running and just how comfortable he looks catching passes?
I see a guy that I think can be developed in the pass game. I mean, we definitely were excited about him and the first thing we loved about him was him as a runner. But we've gotten a lot of guys here who didn't start out great in the pass game, have the skill set to do it. They just haven't worked at it that much. And I know JP was like that. I know Elijah was like that. I thought those guys got a lot better. And I see Kalen being the same way. He's got the skills to do it, just needs to work at it.
You asked the veterans to come in and really take charge and be leaders throughout this whole kind of voluntary workouts. Do you have most of the guys here? Is Trent Williamson?
Yeah, Trent's the only guy who hasn't been here yet. He's coming here next week. Everyone else has been good. You guys know Mike's missing today, but everyone's been awesome. I mean, it's a little different than last year. I mean, last year we had such a mass exodus of people who had been around and carried that team for about 5 years in a row that there was only about 12, 13 specific guys I was kind of talking to. And now when I kind of talk to the leaders and kind of the makeup of our team, especially from last year and stuff, there's guys all over. I mean, it's a bigger group now. It isn't just veterans. There's some number of second-year players who have started 2 years. There's a number of third-year players who are and going into their fourth year have already started 3 years. So a little different situation than last year with just the group and overall different team. It's a different team than 3 years ago, definitely, but it's similar to the team we had last year.
Conversations with Kittle about how he's feeling. I know he was out there a little bit later. Is he saying anything interesting? I know some think he may come back earlier, but
I mean, he's on track and very positive and happy every day, like Kittle is, and doing good. I mean, Kittle works his tail off, and he's extremely talented and gifted, so he'll do it as fast as you can.
You talked about how you had some of the veterans over to your house for dinner. What was your message to them?
I mean, I did that last year for the first time, and I think I've told you guys about that, or other people have. It was 13 guys, and it was all guys who had been here 4 years or longer, just to tell them kind of the difference going into this offseason compared to the previous 5. I tried to do the same thing, but when I looked up there and tried to pick those guys, there was too many of them now. There was too many guys who had kind of been a part of it, so I just ended up inviting guys, most of the starters who had been here the last 2 years. It's tough. I can't invite 90 guys over to my house, and I don't want to invite 50 guys over to my house right now. So I got to have a spot to cut it off so it doesn't get too much. But we just talked about how I wanted the guys to be in this offseason and just the group there that was starting. And doesn't mean they're guaranteed to start this year, but we're the group that kind of went through it together last year and just leading us this way.
What was your first impression of Osadiki Zuwal over the last few days?
I mean, I've been extremely impressed with him since the day he got here. I mean, I've heard about it. It was advertised. I always knew about him just from tape. Once we traded for him, all the phone calls we got and the type of guy he is. But I mean, he's been one of the best leaders on the team so far. Just how he works, how thorough he is on everything, what he does on his own, bringing guys along with him. Everyone from Dallas told us this, and it's been that way. He's been a stud.
Kyle, when you talk about that roster transition from 2 years ago to last year, you guys had set a high standard here, and sometimes something can get lost in translation in that type of transition. Do you feel like that standard has been either restored, maintained, kept intact, or maybe even gone higher since that time?
I mean, I think we have a standard. We try to talk about the standard and how we work and how we approach each day, which is with everything we got. I think our standard for our team always tries to stay that way. I mean, I like to look at a standard for results and stuff, but I think that was more our message last year. Like, we can't get obsessed with the results. You tend to get obsessed with them, especially with how close we've been. But I don't think that's the healthiest thing for our team. I didn't think it was last year. I think I kind of got my point across on that, and we had some success. Didn't accomplish the one goal we're always setting out to do, but we had some success, and now it starts over.
Is Greenlaw definitely written in as the weak side linebacker? I mean, he has had some injury stuff, but that's the guy who's going to be at weak side?
Yeah, definitely.
Did you think about keeping D just to make sure, or you were just...
Oh, we did. I mean, and lots of linebackers play also. You know, I mean, when it's base, there's 3 out there, so we would have loved to keep D. We also just looked at our overall roster. When you look 1 to 2 years out, also knowing the number of unrestricted free agents we have, the number of guys that we do feel can make this team at linebacker, the thought that we were going to add linebackers in the draft, and then just it's hard to stockpile players. And when you can add a draft pick and add a younger guy when you might be losing someone the next year and stuff. I mean, last thing I wanted to do was trade D. I mean, at all, we love D as a player. We love him as a person. We know how much he'd help us as one of our top 3 backers. We know how much he'd help us if Dre or Fred got hurt. But then you also look into contracts, how a year out and stuff that is, and what you're doing in the draft. And sometimes you got to make tough decisions like that can possibly help you in the future.
Be the leader at the strong side right now.
There isn't a leader. It's open for everyone. I mean, GIF held that the strongest last year, but it's open for everyone right now.
The Thune at all be an option there, or do you just want to save him to back up in the mic?
Linebacker, just like receiver and just like interior lineman, you got to be an option at all 3. I mean, you only got so many people up on game day, so you always got to be an option. We do believe Mike's Tatum's strength. That's what he did in college. That's what we feel his skill set sets at the best. But we usually have 5 guys make it, sometimes 6. You're always going to usually keep the best 5 or the best 6, however that pans out.
Oh, did you say that Nick Bosa is here rehabbing?
Yes.
And then what's the interest level in signing his big brother?
I mean, I love signing good players. But I mean, my kids do Instagram and look at your guys' stuff, so they ask me that all the time too. I'm not hearing about all that stuff much. I look at our team as kind of we have our team, and anyone else that we can figure out to bring, especially someone like that would be awesome. But that stuff's not always possible.
We've been pretty vocal about going to Australia week 1, but the league scheduled you guys 3 home games after that. Just your thoughts on that after going to Australia?
I mean, 3 home games is irrelevant. That doesn't mean anything. It means you're going to have 3 more road games in December and January. So that's my answer on 3 home games.
Where does Nick Martin stand in that linebacker room? He took a while for him to get on the field last year, and once he did, had that concussion that sort of.
I think we got 2 guys who've established as starters, and I think we got a big-time competition for 3, 4, 5, and 6.
You were very positive about Jordan James at the end of last year, saying that you were kind of keen to get him in, but the opportunity didn't show up. What have you seen from him now back on the field?
Similar to I think what someone asked earlier about Jordan Watkins and Jake. I'm always curious how these guys are going to come back when we see them for the first time in April or the end of March, whenever that is. And sometimes guys come off their rookie year and they finally relax because they've been going since their bowl game, since the combine, and they come really out of shape. And those are the guys that usually have a sophomore slump or the guys that don't get it. And so I was really curious to see how he came back, and it was really cool. He came back in shape on day 1, which I think's allowed him to really gain ground in these 5 weeks. He didn't come here for us to get him in shape. He came in shape, and it allows him to get better at football.
What's going on with Grindo?
Grindo tore his pec lifting about a month ago.
Is that a season ender?
It's not a season ender, but it's right around the end of training camp.
As far as that strong side spot at linebacker, is it too much to think that Jaden Duggar could come in and play that role? He seems kind of custom built for it, but he's also a rookie.
Yeah, I don't think it's too much. I mean, we've had rookies come in here and play a linebacker. If you look at Greenlaw and you look at Fred, not trying to compare anyone to those 2 guys, but it's always a possibility. I mean, the spot is open. We have 2 established guys, and we can have an on-the-ball linebacker as a third. We can have an off-the-ball linebacker. We got a number of different skill sets in that room this year, and I think it'll be one of the more fun positions to watch, how it plays out.
Just reading between the lines, it doesn't seem like you're too thrilled about your schedule. Is that
I mean, I try to answer questions without, like I told you guys when you guys asked, I said, when you get it, you just deal with it. And that's what I'm dealing with. Now, you'd rather not travel that much, but I don't care as much about that. It's more about recovery.
Are you guys doing anything special with the Australia trip? Like, how early are you gonna get in? Do you spend another night there? What are you guys doing?
I mean, usually when you travel 19-hour flight, you don't want to get there the day before because you lose like a whole day there too, and you're just messed up. The people we've talked to, you don't feel normal to like the 3rd or 4th day. So we'd like to go out 7 days early, but since it takes a day and a half to travel there, we're gonna go 9. I think we leave on Wednesday and land on a Friday. And so then we get there about 7 days before our game. I think it's Friday. We play Thursday, or Friday morning, Australian time, Thursday here. So that's it.
Camp here a little bit, right, because of that?
You have to. I mean, when we're starting, everyone gets that bye week after your fourth week. The whole NFL gets 3 bonus practices and 4 mandatory days off. We're traveling on that third day to Australia, so you kind of miss that week to recover, and to have those days off and those bonus days. So it ends up being about a week different than usual.
You have your extra week of practice here, or in your mind you were having an extra week of practice there?
I would love to have 3 extra bonuses practice here and then 4 days off, like everyone. But when you open on a Thursday, on the other side of the world, you lose that because it takes a couple days to travel there. It takes a couple days to adjust.
Earlier, the camp.
We can't start camp earlier. Camp's all based off of, I think, 15 days away from your first preseason game. So you just lose those days.
Have you already finalized plans for Mexico City? Will you do
We haven't
altitude?
finalized it yet, but we'd love to stay here and go there. It's a shorter flight, but that's not really the issue. The main thing with Mexico City is it's 2,000 miles higher than Denver, and so we like to get adjusted to that altitude. So we'll probably go to Colorado Springs again like we did last time to get ready for that altitude, and then probably go to Mexico City the night before.
Do that straight from Dallas?
We haven't decided that yet, but most likely we'll probably end up. The Mexico City trip will probably be a longer one than the Australia one, just because of that.
Yes, good.
All right, guys. Good seeing you guys.